Operation Dudula has handed over memorandum to business leaders in the Johannesburg suburb of Orange Grove. The group is accusing undocumented foreign nationals of involvement in criminal networks and taking jobs meant for locals. Now, earlier today, demonstration turned ugly as police fired rubber bullets to disperse crowds. Our reporter Nqobile Madlala is monitoring the situation there and joins us now. Good afternoon again, Nqobile. The memorandum has in fact been handed over. How's the situation looking like now?
Well, I'm just going to step out a shot so you can see. These are some of the people from Operation Dudula. They're still around. Some of them now, they are leaving. But where we are is very significant because this is the area which was the boundary line. Essentially, the people were told not to get out of the park, and they did. And this is where we saw the scuffle and when we saw some of the shots between the police and the Operation Dudula members. And we do now understand, and we have been told, that one person was actually injured, and she was quite an older lady. She's been taken by an ambulance. From our understanding, when there was a bit of a push in here between the police and the members to try and get out to the street, to the Orange Grove, of course making their way to the Pick and Pay, which we later saw them there, she then fell and she twisted her ankle, and as a result she had to be taken by an ambulance, which was sad there, of course, for her and her family. But some of the members had to go with her to ensure that she is safe. But some of them, of course, still here. They were waiting to hear from the executive how the day went, and that has already been done. And they are now just around here. But let's listen in to what exactly they wanted with regards to that memorandum that they delivered at the Pick and Pay that we saw earlier.
I think today was victorious. I think it was very, very victorious for the simple reason that what we came here for, that objective, we met that objective. All we wanted was to talk to other South Africans owning businesses in South Africa, to say that you've got a responsibility of making sure that you also enforce the laws. It doesn't mean that you are squeaky clean and we must look at the illegal foreigners alone. And yes, we are not now saying we are only holding them accountable. Everyone that's in the wrong is wrong. Both illegal foreigners and those who enable the environment for illegal foreigners. So we did what we had to do. The National Secretary Zandi can also maybe give us a different version of it. But in conclusion, we were able to submit the memorandums we wanted to submit. So these people, what I'm actually saying is in English is that they knew that they were in the wrong. They knew that they were violating our labor laws by hiring cheap labor for the sake of their business profit margins. So when the real people of the country stand up and say, hey, this country has laws, you need to uphold them, you can't even begin to protect yourself because you know you've been doing it the wrong way for all these years. So I'm happy that they did give with serious confidence that they will start playing ball, they will start working with South Africans to ensure that they start receiving CVs from young South African people to incorporate them in the low-skill jobs that are the low-hanging fruits of our economy.
Now, Nqobile, beyond them calling for South Africans to be preferred for certain jobs, there's also another concern, which is that of policing in the area. Talk to me about what Operation Dudula is saying about policing in the area.
Well, Mfundo, quite a dramatic image that we saw quite earlier on when the ladies decided to take off their tops. And this was, of course, their show of solidarity with the movement. They're saying that the area is riddled with drugs, and they are, of course, accusing people, foreigners. They're saying that they're the ones that have brought in the drugs, and the youth here is abusing substance. And these allegations, they're saying that they've got evidence for, but they're finding that the police don't actually take them up on these things. One lady even confessing that her children were raped, and she accused an Angolan man, she says, was the one that was responsible. And even though they had evidence which she claimed was on her phone as a video, and she said the police still let go of that man on bail application, on bail. Now, we do understand that the people here feel like the police are really just turning a blind eye to everything. And when they started marching onto Orange Grove suburban area, the police were stopping them, and they're feeling that the police is really doing the opposite. Instead of making sure that they are okay and going forward and escorting them to these areas, instead they are stopping them. And this, of course, they're saying the reason they're doing this is because they are protecting a territory that they are making money from. These, of course, are big allegations, and we did ask some of the leaders that these are really big allegations to make, and they said to us they do have evidence we haven't seen. And of course the police were telling them that if they do have evidence, they were asking them that they should then go to provincial, they should then speak to national and tell them about this evidence, so that the people that are behind this corruption can be put behind bars, even going as far as saying that the police have zero tolerance for such corruption. But of course that just was talks in between the members and some of the Operation Dudula members, and the police didn't really get much out of it. But they did say that they feel that they now must do this as a way of trying to clean the streets, and there's no other way because the police have not done their job. So these are the things that they had seen as major issues, and these are the allegations that they were bringing forward. But let's just listen in to some of the people that spoke to us about those allegations.
If there are 14-year-olds that are in any building that we know from our local intelligence that are now being turned into prostitutes, we will take them out. Those are our sisters. If there's any drug peddling that are happening here, we will confront it, because the cops are clearly scared of it, and maybe even part of it, because on a daily basis, it doesn't matter where you are in South Africa, you see police vans collecting the 20 rand from drug dealers. We know this. It happens here in our communities. So today we are here to operate. We are here to go where the problems are. They are identified, and we'll go and make sure we confront those problems, because South Africa is our country to protect, and no one will do it for us. It's been clear that no politician is coming to save you. No law enforcement is coming to save you. The responsibility of the safety of the women and children is all in our hands. The future of South Africa is in the hands of South Africans, and period.
Nqobile, just finally, has perhaps Nhlanhla Lux told you where they'll be heading next to do the same operation?
Well, it's our understanding that on Saturday they are saying that they're going back to Hillbrow, but of course that's still in conversation. But we do know also that they are deciding that they want to come back into this area. Apparently they are saying there's still some areas that do need some special attention, and of course they're saying that they would be giving attention to some of those shops here. But of course also we are understanding that some of these memorandums that they handed over today said they needed exactly 3 days for these stores or shops to return to them with the answer, which means in 3 days' time we might find them here. In fact, when we asked them if in 3 days' time they will be coming back, Nhlanhla Lux said to us they will let the people respond, and it will be the people that will decide what will happen. So we'll see in 3 days if they won't be returning here. Other than that, then that will mean they'll be returning to Hillbrow.
And then just another one. Did you get an opportunity perhaps to engage the police on some of the allegations that somehow they collude with some of these drug dealers? Were you able to speak to them?
Well, it's been very difficult to be able to speak to some of the police here on the ground because they haven't been granted the right to speak to the media. But it's our understanding that Elias Mawela did speak to us, saying that he just believes that people should not take the law into their hands. And that's just about as far as we understand right now where the police are standing with regards to the stance. But of course, these are allegations, Mfundo, so allegations like this might need some evidence for them to actually go in to investigate. But we will, of course, engage the spokesperson to understand what is the way forward from here.
All right. Thank you very much. That's our reporter, Nqobile Madlala.